Hey everyone, and welcome to day 4 of my horror movie review marathon, and I've got your Overlord movie review. American soldiers and Nazis collide when the army of the undead start to arise. Is this just another typical zombie flick? So as far as the story goes, Julius Avery directs this 2018 horror flick that J.J. Abrams also produced, and it is set before D-Day. And even though I am not a huge fan of war movies, I really feel like this movie goes above and beyond my expectations, that takes this movie to the skies aboard a plane before plunging into the world of Nazi zombies. Some might think that zombie is going to be a loose term in this movie, but I definitely consider this to be a zombie-like movie. It's definitely reminiscent of zombie movies that I have grown to love, and it had a very energetic opening sequence that really kept me interested and wanting to see more as the soldiers seek shelter before going on their mission. It also seemed to take a realistic approach. It just felt sort of grounded in this reality that, you wouldn't think that right away the horror is going to start, because, war can also be horrifying, but then until it starts to get to the zombie conversation, that's when it is truly a horrific experience. The filmmaker did a really good job with, showcasing all of that. Now, as far as the casting goes, you've got Wyatt Russell, who I think is the biggest name in this movie, though he's not actually the main lead in this movie, and I thought he did a really good job to play this one head soldier who's in charge. He and a couple other people go to this one chick's house, and I really liked his performance when he was having to deal with either taking out some people or just making some funny commentary. And then you've got Giovanna Depo, who I thought was also another good person to see, playing yet another paratrooper. And his role, I felt like, had more significance and more importance than anybody else. And I See You, Euron Greyjoy, the actor that's in this movie, also was in Game of Thrones, who plays this Nazi captain, I thought was also really nice to see. And even Matilda Olivier played this, at first, uninteresting character, but then her interactions with everyone just made her be a more likable character instead of that cliche single woman being in this movie. Now, the things that I liked about this movie was that it was very fast-paced, and it reminded me of Resident Evil without the overuse of CGI. When you see the dead being used for experiments, when they become super powerful against the living, which could sort of make this a more like sci-fi supernatural type of movie. While at times this movie was predictable, it still made me scared to see when the zombies would come out, because it really did build up that suspense up until the right moments where all that crazy horror just takes over. And it also did have some comedic moments to lighten the mood in this movie, and that did not overshadow the overall tone of the movie. So I really just enjoyed pretty much every minute of it, and I was really surprised. So I think, you guys might be surprised by this too. So overall, I would say that this movie was pretty impressive for what it was. Whether or not you're a zombie fan or horror fan, you might like this, and even if you're a fan of war movies. So I would recommend it to you guys, and I would give this 4.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Overlord, and come back tomorrow for day 5 of my horror movie review marathon. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel, upcoming movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.